All right, we are back live at Little Pup's Auto Repair Service, and we're going to drill a hole in the firewall. I have located a hole position. Now, before you do this, and this is for the pod light wiring that's going to be going through the back of the cab, which I have to drill another hole out for by the back seat. I think by the back seat corner I'm going for. It looks like there might be a little plug down there by the right rear slider of the bench seat on the passenger side near the floor. I see a little plug down there, like an inch plug. That might be a good spot. So before we continue, I have made sure that there is nothing on the other side of this firewall. I went on the inside of the firewall and I drilled a hole starting from the inside of the cab out into through the firewall into the engine compartment on this side. I know there's nothing on this side. I know that I'm 4 inches away from the previous plug that I put a wire loom through to the right of this new hole. So I just went on the inside, eyeballed about 4 to 5 inches over to the right, a little high, and drilled through. And now we're out here. We're going to drill through. So it's very important that you know for a fact there's nothing on the other side. You don't want to drill into wiring harness. Because if you do, you may ground out, short the wiring, and cause a fire. So let's finish this out. Now I will have to widen this hole out and make it probably just a little bit bigger. And I'm going to get my hole reamer out that I got from Harbor Freight, and I'm just going to ream it out bigger next. So now we have the hole drilled in a good position, and we can move on. Next, we are on the passenger side inside the cab near the right rear of the bench seat, and we're going to proceed. We're going to drill a hole through the back of the cab near the floor, and we're going to run our cable, our wire loom, over to the side by the speaker under the vinyl flooring and run the lead to right about here. And that's good for now. We'll widen that out with the reamer later. And we'll just run a hole through the back of the bed here. Right about there should do it. Maybe right there. Yeah, right there. And widen it out real quick. Okay, I repositioned the hole more, a little higher, which is in line with the truck bed hole. Now I'm going to put this loom, wire loom, through the holes. So I repositioned the hole a little higher than previously, more in line with the truck bed hole. I'm going to push this wire loom through, and then we're going to guide our wires from inside the cab through the loom all the way through into the bed. Just put some zip ties on it. Going along the roll bar, through the cab, sealed. All the lines are wrapped, high and tight. I got all the wires right here. Haven't put a loom over it yet. Haven't buttoned it up yet, but there it is. Got the switch right there. Just temporary mounting for the lamp switch. And that's about it. That's it for today anyway. Tomorrow's another day, so please like this video. Just push the button and like it, you know, just for the heck of it. You don't have to like it, but you know, if you want to, that's okay too. All right, have a great day. So I've got the wiring loom harness, positive and negative wire for the pod lights hooked up to the battery. They're hooked up right there to the dual post terminal. I really do like this dual post battery. It really leaves you a lot more connection options, and you don't have a bunch of wires all clustered, you know, onto the top post of the battery, which looks like a bowl full of spaghetti noodles. It's a lot cleaner, and it looks more pleasing to the eye. I think I'm gonna put some rubber caps over these terminals, because that is a hot spot where you can easily ground out something if you touch it to the post and it touches another area like the body or something. You can ground it out, cause sparks, maybe even a fire accidentally. So I will be looking for some caps. I may have some lying around here for that also. The next project is finishing up hooking up that oil pressure gauge. Got the sending unit on. I did mount the oil pressure gauge under the dash, and I got some more wire. I think I got some 18 gauge wire, a lot smaller stuff. This doesn't take a lot of electricity, folks. You don't need a big you don't need 10 gauge or 12 gauge wire for this thing. This takes a small amount of electricity to run the gauge and the sending unit. The fuse, I think I'm just going to go with like a 3 amp fuse, because I want to limit the amount of electricity draw through the wiring and to the gauge. The gauge itself only needs about 0.3 volts going to it, so think about that, 0.3 volts. So we'll probably start in on this tomorrow on the wiring. I'm going to solder a lot of the wiring together. I have to splice some wire together because the lead from the harness is only like 15 inches long, and I need about 4 feet of wiring to go all over the place. And that's all for now. See you next time. Bye. And they work. And they are bright, very bright. And we have to remember that these are 18 watts. Those are 18 watts LED lights. You get a lot of light for 18 watts. And there's my homemade bracket with some old shelving bracketing. Got the loom all wrapped up, sealed, zip tied. might be adding some more stuff, some more things to this roll bar. I might use the top because there's a bunch of holes in the top, perforated holes in the top of the bracket, so I can mount more lights if I want to. I can mount lights to the front with those holes on the front of the bracket, or I can mount lights on the top of the bracket. I can mount anything if I wanted to on this thing. Just bolt anything up to it. I could bolt a big owl bird on the top, standing up on top of it if I wanted to. You know, a big owl, a wise old owl. Maybe a flag, something like that. Some sort of a flag. You know, I don't know if you're a patriot or not. You know, I like the flag of my country, what it stands for. Sure, y'all know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with that. Not too bad for just a bunch of scrap metal. Didn't cost much. I saved a lot of money on this project. The lights I bought on Amazon for I think it was about $18 on Amazon with free shipping. And the wiring was actually pretty expensive. I mean, I haven't bought wiring in a couple, well, probably 3-4 years. And I used all my wiring rolls up doing other things. So I went and bought like I think it was like a 20-foot roll or something. I don't know how much footage comes in a little single roll package wiring, but the auto parts store that I went to wanted $11. Think about that, $11 for a single roll of about 15 to 20 feet. And that's probably due to the price of copper. Price of copper's gone up, and it's copper wiring. But yeah, and I had to buy like 3 packs of wiring, so I spent almost $40 on a little wiring just to do this job. Well, actually I spent about $25 for 2 packs of wiring to do this job. And then I just bought another roll of 18 gauge wiring for another $11 to finish the oil pressure gauge. But this video is running long.